we have 7 case study presentation for this session, and we have country studies, surveys, industry practice, and it covers from China to Nepal, in India, Bangladesh, the region from South Asia and Asia Pacific. So I request all the presenters to be ready with their presentation, and I'd like to start this session because we covered the theoretical aspect and the future history of artificial intelligence in the morning session. So in this session, we'll be focusing on a specific country situation and the industry situation. So I'd like to start with the presentation from the industry perspective, and it will be presented by Fan Junwei of Felix. And the title of the presentation is Artificial Intelligence in Alibaba. Felix is a senior IP counsel in the Alibaba Intellectual Property Institute, and the institute focuses on e-commerce platform. And before joining Alibaba, he has also worked with the other brands including Nokia and Microsoft. So he will be taking us to the industry experience of the artificial intelligence. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Felix, you have got 10 minutes for the presentation. It will be followed by the question answer and discussion for 5 minutes.
Okay, no problem. And good afternoon. And so let's watch your video first about Alibaba.
Alibaba was built on a dream, to make it easy to do business anywhere. In pursuit of our mission, we built the foundation of e-commerce in China. Marketplaces for buyers and sellers to connect, trusted payment solutions, logistics for quick and reliable delivery to even the most remote locations, and media and data-driven solutions to help businesses reach and engage consumers in ways never before possible. Today in China, e-commerce is commerce, and hundreds of millions of consumers connect through Alibaba's growing ecosystem. And we've only just begun. Alibaba's ecosystem continues to evolve as we develop tomorrow's technologies. Our mission hasn't changed. We still believe that all anyone really wants is an opportunity to work toward their own dream.
开淘宝之前呢，就是外在产生。你要像我们莲藕，都是通过了有机认证的。它往往有时候信息不畅通的农民，他又比较愁卖。后来我们地方政府组织的那个技能培训，就了解到淘宝网，就抱着试一试的心态开了一个网店。有很多外地人，他吃到这个新鲜货了以后，就说：哇，我多少年都没吃到这么好的产品了，多少年都没吃到我们的家乡的味道了，香的这种藕了。电子商务呢，它改变了我们的命运。我们这洪湖的这种新鲜农产品呢，现在是供不应求，价格也非常好，农民很高兴。跟我们合作的农户，他们的收入都增长了7、8倍，这在以前我们都是不敢想象的。
Alibaba and Unilever have started to work together in 2010. The partnership has grown really from strength to strength. During last year's Singles Day, Omo became the first FMCG brand to partner with Village Taobao. And we shipped Omo from the factory to town service centers in each of the villages, no matter how far they are from the large city centers. Through the creation of Village Taobao and its network, Omo was able to reach consumers directly and efficiently. A brand has been built, consumers are happy, and of course, we've charted new ways of reaching deep rural China.
近10年，其实整个中国物流的发展速度和这个发展的整个效率是全球刮目相看的。电商的发展其实是推动了整个物流的效率的提升以及整个模式的变革。而像在中国这些，其实我们的快递小哥是无所不能的，不论天气有多么的恶劣，然后无论地区有多么遥远，所以对消费者来说，其实当日达货，第2天就能收到，已经不是一种稀罕的这样的一个服务了，其实是已经成为一种消费习惯了。
以前每次摁门铃的时候，我女儿都会喊爸爸回来了，然后现在每次听到门铃响，我女儿就喊快递来快递了。 我们现在主要买的进口商品呢，一般就是水果，还有鱼虾，还有肉这些，还有一些就是孩子的吃喝用这些东西，我们几乎都会选进口产品。我觉得以前我们想吃点进口的东西都买不到，不知道去哪儿买，但是现在有了天猫之后，就觉得特别方便。
Our spirit on this farm is to grow the most high quality fruit we can and to have a good lifestyle doing it for ourselves and our employees. The farm has been in our family for 56 years. I'm the third generation and my son is back now, so that makes the fourth. The apple industry has been a really tough thing to be in Washington State. The production is going up and the competition is more all the time, and so most of us farmers, all of us farmers, were really excited to hear we could get into China. Alibaba's Tmall allows me as a farmer, allows our co-op as a group of farmers to have the opportunity to expose our product to millions and millions of people. My dream for the future is to be able to keep farming as a family farmer, to have my kids have the opportunity to keep farming as a family farmer. I see technology helping us in doing that in the future, with e-commerce as a key part in being able to sell our apples direct around the world.
Alibaba was born in China, but we believe it belongs to the world. This is the promise of the internet and the potential of e-commerce. Borders need not separate us, and we feel that connecting us all with commercial opportunity will make China better and the world better. The future we envision is a world where even small businesses can compete in a truly global market. For the first time in history, we have the technology to make this possible. One dream at a time, we are all building a better, more prosperous future.
I would like to use this video to let you all to have a very brief idea about Alibaba or our mission. So let's due to for the time interest, let's start my presentation. And okay. Already, this picture is about our digital economy. The whole business of Alibaba. Most of you have seen from the videos. I'd like to emphasize some important parts. This one is Alibaba Cloud, providing the technology and system support to all Alibaba business units, and also and finance. Perhaps you maybe know the market company of the Alipay, and to provide the payment financial service to all business units of Alibaba Group. And also the bar is Cainiao network, the logic service, to support all the logic service of Alibaba business. As the above are some important most like Taobao, Tianmao, and Express, and also including the Lazada in South Asia. And also our local service, I don't want to mention it, entertainment service, including Youku, providing some digital contents, for example, the movies, the songs, and some other quite interesting digital contents for copyrights. Okay, this one is our two different angles. One is global sale. That means that we want to sell our products to the world. And also through different platforms for the world, including AliExpress, Lazada, and also there is, I think some of those should be here about that. It should be, this is quite famous in some Asian countries. Another one is global buy, world China. That means we will import all kinds of different good quality products into China markets and provide to the China consumers. For the top countries and regions for import, I think Thailand is quite important in Asia. Provide a lot of good things to China consumers. So far, in our platform, in all Alibaba Group platforms, more than 500 million active consumers, annual active consumers, and 10 plus million enterprise, and also more than 30 million jobs created directly or indirectly from this platform. This want to prove that Alibaba Group is not only a platform, we create a lot of values for the society. Okay, introduction of AI in Alibaba. First of all, I am not an expert for technology. I'm a legal background, so I just want to give you a very brief introduction about AI. In Alibaba, we have three important units to lead the Alibaba, to lead the AI work. One is Alibaba Cloud, another one is Alibaba Demo Academy, another one is Alibaba AI Labs. This one is quite interesting. The name of this one is called the Timo Jim. Is an intelligent voice assistant compared to Amazon's Echo and also Apple's Apple Pod, the same one. And this one is the first product in the world to support voice print purchase. That means you can just use the word to put orders online and can get the things, can buy the things. And also behind these products, there are a lot of some important database, including some community database, some music database, and so you can just use your voice and to order this small product to broadcast what you want. Alibaba Demo Academy, I don't want to mention a lot because due to the very limited time. So quick through it. So quickly come to case study. I will spend more time to introduce this one. I don't know how you to purchase your products online. Use some word to use the word search and to get what you want. But in China, for China consumers, I think most of the common way they use just to take the photos. Take the photos and use our technology to get the product they want. This product name is as Pailitao. It's an application that uses the visual image search to allow the consumer to search the items they want to by taking simple photos. And after taking the photos and upload the photos, Pailitao, this application will automatically retain some items quite similar to the photos. The items appeared in the photos, and this application is launched in 2014, and has amassed a user base around 17 million daily actively user in 2017. And in our biggest Double 11 global shopping festival, the number of consumers arrived 30 million. This is some food I bought yesterday evening in local, and I tried to take the photos and get the result from the internet from the Pailitao. I can get the products quite the same from our Taobao, and also the Thai food. Also get the same one. Just take a photo quite easy. And I also take a bottle of water, but you can see that the tin bags some different cans, but still the water. Okay. The same is the fruit, great fruit. The same we can get some very interesting things inside. But also can get the same ones. So it's quite efficient. It's quite kind of direct use of AI. That's all. Very limited time. Sorry.
Thank you for the presentation, Felix. So we have 5 minutes for discussion and questions. So would you mind being here if there is a question or any comment? Samson, you want to ask something? Brief.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Is this application available for all the countries?
Sure. I think that this is available for Lazada application and also AliExpress application. I just checked this morning, so it's an easy way to use it around the world. I think local people can also use this function.
Yeah, in Afghanistan, e-commerce is not very common. Have ever Alibaba look into the business in Afghanistan? If so, do they want to have business in Afghanistan and sell Afghani products internationally? Have they looked at it?
I think Alibaba has a platform, we call that AliExpress. It's available around the world, particularly for some middle Europe, for example, Russia. I think that AliExpress is the #1 platform in Europe, in Russia country. I think Afghanistan is quite similar markets like Russia, right? So you can use the application in Russia for the local consumer to do that. So it's quite convenient. Yeah, internet is without any import, so you just can use any application you do.
Thank you very much for your presentation. My name is Satish, and I'm a user of Alibaba. My question is regarding A, if you have a data policy for your users' data, and B, if it's the same for Chinese citizens versus international customers. Thank you.
My question is also related to this. So
you can go ahead. Yeah.
After looking at the presentation, I love China. Like the way the energy is so beautiful. You are, working with American people. That is like so good. And in Nepal also, I've been using AliExpress, one of the groups. So they do deliver the products there. It's quite good. And I also wanted to ask about the data, how artificial intelligence, policies are used in terms of data policy. So how are you guys managing?
Okay, this is a very good question, also a huge question. And I think that for using the data of the consumers, first of all, we will get the approval from the consumers. For example, when they come to our platform, we will ask them to sign an agreement, a service agreement. During the service agreement, we will get the approval from the consumer to allow us to collect the data, different data, for example, the pictures of the product and also the comments from the consumers, and then we got the approval for such using of the data, use it. So it's quite a very brief answer about your question. I don't know. It's okay? Okay? Yeah, I think that we will follow, for Alibaba, it's also quite important to follow the international rules. For different countries and different platforms, we will apply for the local law and regulations to follow the local requirements for the data protection. Okay.
Thank you, Felix. Thank you, everyone. So we are going into our next presentation, and this is a presentation by Shreedeep Rayamajhi. And he will be talking about the perspective and challenges of artificial intelligence in developing countries. So we have 5 minutes for the presentation, and there will be discussion and few questions within the next 5 minutes. Thank you.
Hello everyone, how are you doing? Enjoyed the meal? Okay, now let's presentation, yeah. First slide, please. So basically this was something that I did because I was quite, I wanted to explore the possibilities of what was happening in Asia Pacific. Because if you go through web and search about internet governance, artificial intelligence, then you'd probably find loads of paper coming in from foreign. You'd not find, very limited people are working from Asia. So that is the reason why that motivated me to work with this survey. Can we have the second slide? So this is basically a survey done from December 2018 to February 2019. So a Google form was used, the link is used, and 54 participants from around the world, around developing world, developing nations had participated. So it was not just Asia. Can you scroll down? So the age group was 30 plus was 50%, 30 below 30 was 50%. So it was like partially by young people as well as mature people. The survey was taken by, right? So next slide. Stakeholders. When we talk about stakeholders, so private sector, 24% people participated from private sector. Government, very limited. I think there was only one. With civil society, 24%, academia, 14.8%, technical community, 22%. And if you need the exact data, the survey report is already there. I'll provide you with the link. Next slide. Region. Yeah, this is very important. So from Asia, 70.4% participated. So all of the developing nations were there, right? So from Africa, 16.3%, and it was partially 4 or 5 people from North America, South America, Europe, and it was like that. Next slide. So for the basic questions that we asked, we wanted to explore the basic values, the basic knowledge about, knowledge about what people had in developing countries. So we had simple questions with all these answers, and 63% of the people said, voted for machine language in the question, what is an artificial intelligence? 63% of the people said AI is the simulation of human intelligence processed by machine. And 11% said a system that communicates and manages various other systems. 18.5%, okay, so yeah, 7.4% AI is the system that will take control over the human intelligence. Next slide. I'm just running fast because, I just want to have the discussion. We have 6 minutes, right? So what are the major components? You can see the details here. Next slide. What do you think about is the important in AI? All these things were given, and these percentage were given. 34 people had voted for data, algorithm, machine language. Next slide, please. Yeah, just down. Okay, do you think AI is a threat? 44.4% said maybe, 38.9% said no, 16.7% said yes. And can you just go to the previous slide? So what I'm trying to say here is maybe and yes, both are the same. So a lot of the majority people had said yes. So the concept of AI is at a layman level or at normal level, it is AI is dangerous. So that concept is still there. Next. So next. Do you think AI should be given? Next. 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 Just go on. Next. I just want to come to the challenges. Yeah, can you go to the up slide, the before slide? Yeah, this one. So about the question, do you think AI governance is needed? 83.3% said yes. AI governance is the need. So people do understand the importance of AI governance. Next. Because very less time. So, okay. So now, 5 minutes. Okay. Challenges of AI in developing countries. So with the survey, we were able to highlight these points: global politics, participation and inclusion, adaptation and mitigation, AI standardization and governance, and AI vision. So this was our conclusion, and we have our report on this with the conclusion and summary. You can access it. If you just email me, I can send it to you. So regarding the AI governance, I would just like to say one thing, that there is a paper done with the name A Layer Model for AI Governance, done by Harvard University. This paper specifically highlights 3 layers of governance to be done. So the layers are social, legal layer, ethical layer, and technical layer. In the social layer, the norms, regulation, legislation should be focused. In the technical layer, the criteria and principles should be focused. And in the other layer, data governance, algorithm and standards should be focused. So, the whole perspective or whole, challenge for us was to understand what people's voices are at grassroots level, at developing countries, because there is still the lack of awareness about AI, and I think more surveys are to be needed. Any questions?
Thank you, Shreedeep, for presentation. Now we have 5 minutes for discussion and question. Do you have any question or any comment?
Was the survey for Asia Pacific, did it include Afghanistan in the survey, or it was not specific? Because the challenges I work for Afghanistan is completely different than challenges I see there in Asia Pacific in developing countries. In developing countries, just cover Afghanistan.
It was an open survey. We had, send it to our friends. Different communication mediums were used. This is just a starting point, my friend. This is just a starting point, because Asia Pacific at core values level, we don't have any idea of what is being done, what is happening. So this survey was just a point, just was a fraction. So I think we all should explore this thing and build up on this. So, you have said there's nothing being addressed here about Afghanistan. I think you should also launch a survey like this and get more people. No, that is what we are lacking.
The questions here, and I put it in my survey for Afghanistan.
Yeah, sure, no worries. You can do it. That's how we build up, because everything is coming from the Western world. We don't have our own data, we don't have our own values. So for those we need to adapt their values and adapt it according to ours. So we have to work on that.
Nice, Shreedeep. This is a good survey which you conducted across the world, and particularly concentrating in Asia Pacific. One of the slides said 17.3% is a threat to AI.
Right. Can you go to that?
And in the other, whereas more than 80% are saying AI governance is good.
Needed.
Right. It means that there is a dichotomy or some kind of thing that they are keen to go into AI kind of thing.
Right.
Whereas in the survey part they are saying other way around little bit.
Sir, the point is people are confused. With all these things, even technical people. This survey was done in our community. So people like you have voted for it. And I was also surprised when it came out. That, for me, I think for AI, I think there is more to be explored. Yeah. There is more time to be given. We cannot just limit it. We are using Google, we are using Alibaba, we are using everything. And at the same time, we are saying it is yes, threatening. And at policy level, people don't even want to talk about it. Our government don't want to talk about it. They say it's a threat. But, look at the technology. With a smartwatch, if your heart rate is going down, it could make a call. How beautiful is that? Right? It would save life. So I think there is endless possibilities. We should not restrict it. But yes, there should be some adaptation of the values, human values, that needs to be.
Ethics should be.
Right. Any more? Yeah, come on.
Do you do any cross analysis of the data, what stakeholders care more about, what issues, and so on?
Yes, so this was basically done within the civil society thing, and this is what we have recommended in our report, that while developing the core values, or while making the AI governance, a lot of the human values has to be integrated, so that it will be very prominent. Because till the time we build the capacity in coders, things will not change. If we start engaging, if we start talking about human values to them, only then it can be developed in a proper way, right? So another part is that it needs a lot of collaboration. It needs a lot of awareness. It needs a lot of capacity building from the civil society towards the coders, from coders towards the, right now there is a threat. As I told you, the government doesn't want to hear about AI in countries like Nepal, right? They don't. They think it's a threat. So for that to minimize, we have to build awareness to them, showing that, tell them they are mostly influenced by this Western propaganda of world takeover. But, who's going to take over the world? Technology is going to take over, or it's the people's selfish motives that is going to take over? So that is the thing that we have to assume. We have to create that thin line, working on the humanity values, bridge everything, make it take the development. Just imagine if internet was restricted 10 years ago, would it be internet today? No, it was open, it was free. That is the reason why it has grown so much, and we have played our parts. And right now, we are trying to make it more multi-stakeholder. So why aren't we, talking to programmers? Why aren't we talking to coders and giving them human values? Thank you. I'm available. You can just email me. I'll send you the report, and we'll talk about it.
Thank you, Shreedeep, for taking whole time. By the way, we have allocated time for the speaker and the discussion in discussion with the presenters. So it has been already discussed with the presenters. So now we have the third presentation, and this is from Mr. Rajaram. Mr. Rajaram is a professor of science, technology, and engineering, and he's associated with Anna University. So now we are entering into the technical part. He will be talking about the impact of chatbots using artificial intelligence. You have got 7 minutes for presentation, followed by discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. This is Rajaram Ganajaraman. I have to present the impact of chatbots using AI. Generally, chatbots, what we have used in the technically is a conversation as by text and voice. Because they're leading all the industries. Now the growing of the economy is the chatbot economy is now increased by 14 billion in only one Europe, as well as in the Asia countries also increasing by $12 million. So now this year. We have to chatbot, we have to use it by text as well as in the voice recognition. We have checking shipping order, some of order food and clothes, and check whether traffic is like same thing like Siri, Apple Siri, Amazon Alexa, like smart speaker system like that one. The chatbots, we have to, how does chatbot work? The chatbot is full and fully in the artificial intelligence. It will be conversed by, first of all, the process will be taken by machine learning and deep learning. Each and every machine learning is the process will be converted to the text. It will be converted for the NLP, natural language processing. Then it will be predictor analysis. The predictor analysis will be converted for the emotional intelligence as well as sentimental analysis. What those users, those who are wanted to be and frequency of set of questions, the machines will be automatically is a conversion to the machine learning as well as in the deep learning. Then it is a conversion to our human intelligence. Is the predictor level answers will be quickly getting to the maximum more and more pace. And this is the anatomy of chatbot. Suppose we have to use it for web page, IM messenger or chat application, mobile application, what are the smart? These are the user end of things. And then it is a machine intelligence, it will be converting for the human input to chat or NLP, natural language processing. And this will be machine response to same level, natural language generation. And this will be the data source will be going for the knowledge base. The knowledge base will be the two different type of the preset orders, one pre-order and the post pre-order set. The order sets will be checks the human intelligence. The then human intelligence will be presenting over more to the machine. Then will be automatically convert to the precise type of the text learning. The text learning will be converted to the as a human base for interacting the machines. This is a chatbot working thing. There are a lot of three different key portions will be used. Natural language processing, natural language understanding, and natural language generation. First, we are given the input that is called as a natural language processing will be given to the input to the machine. The machine will be converted to the natural language understanding of the huge database what we have the using for sentimental analysis and predict analysis human intelligence. Then it will be automatically converted to the natural language generation to repeat to our human interface and human intelligence. Then it's, each and everything will be converted by the three different layers. The presentation layer, what we have used the end user applications and apps. The plain text array will be is a conversion to machine to our human. And the last one is the data. The data will be the storage capacity. Is the server. It will be automatically converting to the machine language to human intelligence. The choice of chatbots is everything will be data connectivity and the driven test and everything is built in the corporate semantic reasoning knowledge. The knowledge with this knowledge base and the knowledge journey, we have to maximize the utilization of the chatbots in the industry. The industry will be now going for the third level of the generation is like an NLP process using for human, physical and challenges and science and convertibles. This is the evolution of chatbot. The first in the 1950, the Turing test will be the chatbots will be maximum variable for that one. And in 1966, ELISA will be the produced by MIT laboratory. This is the Schumer sculpture. That's what are the text will be given. The text will be converted to the machine. What are the word and the linguistics will be coming for the Perry, but is not a system will be the conversion strategy. This is much more the trouble to getting the maximum time for the conversion list. And the job provoking is the only for just what are the, we have to talk to the robot. The robot will be converting the text and as well as is a human manner. I mean, this is the first time in 1988 there will be human intelligence and predict, analyze as well as emotional also is ordered. Then 1992, the Dr. Sabisto, this will be good for the speech synthesis program. The speech synthesis means whatever you have conversion to the machine will be taking the part of as a text as well as he will be producing the text under word context. And 1995, the allies is the Microsoft will be defined the process of the allies in artificial linguistic internet computing. This is the first internet-based artificial intelligence chatbot. And smarter child is the what we have the given the questions. They will be giving the answers for the related to the questions. They will be taken for the key text and the pre-texted key text formats. And the 2006 IBM Watson. The IBM Watson is the version will be given for the maximized. Now also they released the Marken is the one of the artificial intelligence. The first movie trailer within the 24 hours. They see is the IBM Watson is created for that one. This is the latest one in the series. You have to use it for Apple system. Now is a voice and texting, same like that. Alexa and Google Cortana for bots for messenger now die. Now we have the Google Mini and some of the things in the smart speaker system also we have in the chatbots. This is the chatbot ecosystem. What are the things that third party chatbot enabling and everything will be in India? The chatbot system is a maximum using for the railways in IRCTC, all banking sectors they have to use it for a lot of the chatbot system. Other than the person we can calling for the teleconference or any person of the I mean PPO centers, they are call centers. Suppose they have the chatbot, we can easily get you the quick answers for that one. This is based on my survey about the chatbot system about among the people around the gender bias and age and current location charted with the chatbots previously. Everybody you can't remember this. Some of the persons will be given for a good result and reports also. How was experience about chatbots means we can get the agree with 50%, 56% of people they will be right. Which would you prefer for waiting for the human or as well as a chatbot machine? They will be preferring for 45% will be almost is 50% of share will be there on the human as well as the machine. These are something. This my something is the reference will be there. The allies and Azila is also. Is also the Morgan. IBM Watson will be developing one of the movie trailers. The Morgan is will be available on YouTube. Suppose you can go there. There is a 24 hours within the time the artificial intelligence system will be developing one of the movie trailer. Any questions?
Thank you, Rajaram. Time for discussion and question. We need more interaction. We can give you 5 if there are people.
Yeah, because I'm not good at technology. Yeah, just one question about how the difference about the machine learning and the deep learning. Yeah, same word. Yeah.
Yeah. Suppose you are getting you can interact with the machine. Suppose you can text or voice anything. That will be converted to the machine language. That time they will be going for the some of the learning patterns. There's a matching patterns. That matching patterns will be collection of all the matching patterns will be there on the one of the database, Quiz database. That the Quiz database, we have the matching pattern with the sentiment analysis. We can segregate it by one. That is a deep learning process. I can, you understand that? Any questions?
I think we ran out of the question and discussion. Anyone? Now, then we thank Mr. Rajaram. Thank you. And because there is an open session, open discussion session after this session on artificial intelligence in Asia. So some of the issues now we have been discussing or have been presented will be again discussed there. So some of the elaborated issues, because of the time constraint, if you want to have those questions, you can save it for the session after this session. So we are now into the another next presentation, and this is artificial intelligence in cybersecurity. It will be presented by Mr. Ahmed, and he is Deputy Director of leading cybersecurity section in Pakistan Telecom Authority, and he had worked with PTCL and Instaphone earlier.
Thank you very much for introducing me. So, as Santosh has said, my name is Ahmed. I'm working for the Pakistan Telecom Authority as the Deputy Director Cybersecurity. So, that's why I have converted my discussion from AI to cybersecurity, because we have observed that there are so many concerns from the people about its security. So technology is evolving rapidly, and artificial intelligence has come into our life, and it will be more earlier than it was perceived at the initial time. So it is coming. So we have to look for it, what's going on. And it will have, as Professor Chon has mentioned in his presentation, that its AI impact on the international GDP will be $15.5 trillion US by the year 2030, and major share would be from China and North America. So regarding the Pakistan, previous government allocated funds for the establishment of Center of Excellence for the artificial intelligence. They authorized Higher Education Commission to establish these centers, and through their own process, they initiated some process, and they selected 5 Center of Excellence at different universities of Pakistan. And each Center of Excellence was given at least 30 PhDs to research on artificial intelligence. And when the new government came in, there was fear that they may disrupt this idea. So because we have the culture of discontinuation of policies after the change of government, but this government, President of Pakistan himself wrote a article on artificial intelligence and committed his support for the artificial intelligence. And there are, in addition to academia, there are several private organizations working on artificial intelligence, like Telenor Pakistan, Mobilink, and some other companies in telecom sector. And there are some companies doing their business abroad. They are operating from Pakistan and doing business abroad. This is the list of 15 companies I took from some article, and there are more companies who are doing their business on the artificial intelligence. As you know, artificial intelligence is for the facilitation of the management and for the general public, but there are risks involved in it. And at the same time, when by the year 2030, AI will be on the rise, risk will also be on a higher side, and we have to be prepared for those risks. In a survey by PwC in year 2017, majority of the people think that AI is most barrier towards the adoption of AI is the increased vulnerability and disruption to the business, because they consider that once AI is in place and someone hijack this, so they will interrupt their whole business. So there is a fear from the public. And large organizations like Facebook, Google, they are doing investing on AI and doing their business. But a survey was conducted for the SMEs, small and medium scale enterprises, and majority of them think that AI will improve security posture of their organization. But at the same time, they are reluctant to invest on AI, and they consider they will be investing on AI after 5 years or maybe more. So, in a survey conducted by SAS Institute, majority of the people consider that technology is not mature, and they need to have capacity building, and some of the organizations think that they need commitment from the management to invest budget for the AI. So there is a fear of security and a fear of maturity of the application. And coming to security tools for the artificial intelligence, I have divided into two parts. One is for the small and medium scale organization, because the network administrator have different issues, and at the larger scale they have different issues. And for the SMEs, they need to have DDoS attacks. Network operators, network managers actually know what are these attacks, and they know the importance of the tools to counter these attacks. And there should be deep learning network security tools and the spam filter applications. Right now, life for the network administrator who are having spam filter is very easy. They just click one button to block CJK, means China, Japanese, and Korean language. They block all these. But at the same time, ICANN has introduced IDNs, and when IDN will be in place, emails in every language will be in place, and it will be very intelligent. There should be very intelligent spam filters to counter these attacks. And around 80% attacks are from the phishing attacks. So spam filter should be very effective to counter these attacks. Similarly, the cloud computing, you're managing from somewhere, your data is residing somewhere, and you need to have a skill and a very good tool to secure these. Otherwise, it can be hijacked or can be compromised. Similarly, intelligent malware tools should be in place to counter them before spreading into their network. And lastly, the privacy and personal information protection tool. This is very important. Some of the organizations are very consider that privacy of their employees is very important. That's why it is very important to have very good tool to maintain their privacy. At the larger scale, at the national level or provincial level, there should be deployment of SOC, Security Operations Center, and deployment of SIEM so that they can analyze that something is going to happen and they can counter those attacks. So similarly, hacking incident forecasting. So there should be tool which can intelligently counter these hacking attacks, and they can countermeasure before the event happen. Social media security and privacy, it is very much concern from the for the governments that social media should be used efficiently, and their privacy should not be compromised. And there are very much tools available right now, but for the artificial intelligence, there should be intelligent tools to maintain their privacy at the social media. And similarly, the video analytics. Right now we do not have efficient tool to manage video, to analyze videos. So when artificial intelligence videos will be available, there should be tool to mitigate those attacks, because there will be some attacks creating through these videos, like some days ago, PDF were considered very safe, and attacks were not generating from PDFs. But right now, PDFs are also generating security threats. So there will be attacks from the videos. I have seen in some of the surveys. So there should be video analytics tools to counter these attacks. And for the governments and large-scale organization is very important to prevent crime. So these tools should be enable them to prevent these crime before they're happening. So thank you for this.
Thank you, Ahmed, for taking us to the right of cybersecurity aspect of artificial intelligence. Now the session is open for some discussion and the question, if you have any, for Mr. Ahmed. Please.
How the AI system in Pakistan built to implement the cybersecurity, is it parallel or sequential, or and how to integrate it? Thank you.
You're talking about within the artificial intelligence,
yes,
or maybe
artificial intelligence.
Yeah, right now artificial intelligence is not in place, and we do not have the tool to counter these attacks because the technology is not there. Once the technology will be there, we will deploy that in Pakistan. And for other attacks, we have our SOC, and we have deployed SIEM, and we have integrated with our telecom organizations so that we can mitigate attacks when it happens or before it's happening.
Okay, and how would the cost?
Cost, well, actually, we have spread it, the whole concept. We have asked the large operators to have their own SIEM, and it is integrated to the central one. So for the central one, we have to deploy some staff, like around 20 people, and their salaries, and equipment cost is around maybe $5 million US, like that.
Thank you.
What were some of the challenges convincing government officials to implement AI in Pakistan?
Yeah, actually, governments, as some speakers communicated earlier, governments are not interested to invest on the artificial intelligence. It was the commitment from the last government, and the president of Pakistan has communicated through the press. So right now, it has not communicated downwards. So when it will be announced, I will be able to answer that.
Then you mentioned the Pakistan government have the initiative for AI, right? I think the scenario of other countries in South Asia is reverse. Most of the government is not active with these AI activities. So it's a very good sign. But can you explain, you already established 5 or 6 AI centers, right? Not AI. Then what are the activities of these centers?
Yeah, actually it is for the research purpose. They are doing their research on the artificial intelligence so that they can have their own tools. Right now we are dependent for every tool we are dependent to some other countries, but the aim is to establish tool at their own, through their own research.
Any other question? Thank you, Mr. Ahmed. And let's hope that the countries in South Asia or Asia Pacific, developing countries from Asia Pacific are encouraged to establish such center of excellence, but without compromising the civil liberties, privacy and data protection. So now from the cyber security perspective, we are again going into the country perspective, and there will be a country presentation by our own Dr. Govind, whose last name we don't know. And Dr. Govind is expert of internet governance, and he was former CEO of Nixie, and at the same time he played a key role establishing internet exchange point in India. So let's hear from Dr. Govind. Thank you.
Yeah, I think last AI studies in India, I presented how the Indian government is going in a big way to operationalize the AI in different sectors of the economy, like agriculture, education, health, governance, and all these sectors. So this time, I am specially making an effort to make what are the case studies in these areas? Specific case studies, like this case study was done by one of the industries, Hindustan Computers Limited in India, where information extraction tool for handwritten and large image-based documents. Like you have a different kind of structured and unstructured data available in the offices, in the different places, government. So how to make all these informations seamlessly available to the customer, to the industries. So there using the Exacto information extraction tool for handwritten and image-based documents was done by HCL, and they have got an award from one of the largest software company in the world, in the country, like an ASCOM, to get this kind of thing. Next, please. Now, here is an application of AI to real-time prevent mishaps due to signal failures in the Indian Railways. So signaling system plays a very vital role in the overall functioning of the railways and completely depend on the accurate working and the real-time information fetched by these signals for their smooth running. As parliamentary study report said, most of the signaling failure led to the derailment of the trains in the 2003 and 2015. So current method utilizes the manual systems, which, next please, using the Indian Railways, next please. System would keep collecting and inputs on a predetermined interval and send to the central location. This would ensure keeping a check on any flaws in the signaling system and detect it on real time, allowing a speedy rectification of the error and avoiding possible delays and mishap. So this is the system which was worked on machine learning, on AI-based systems, and this is working wonderfully. This would enable the system predicting better failures on the railway track and all those signaling system. This is another case study done on the accurate diagnosis of cardiac health conditions. Like, as you know, in the number of ratio of the doctors to the patients in the country is very skewed. So in order to work towards this kind of thing, the artificial intelligence, image processing, and remote health monitoring system was developed so that the previous please, so that this cardio track system, see with the cardiovascular devices, the diseases have been developed to device in such a way that a patient, even if he is not available to the doctor at that particular point, may be getting advantage through this track system. Next, please. This is another example of data analytics and AI to provide affordable, high-quality healthcare in one of the private hospitals. This operates a wide network of hospitals across India through a combination of greenfield projects and acquisitions. The Narayana health worker has expanded to over 6,000 beds. They interact with end users, which include Narayana Health's management team, surgeons, and other medical practitioners to understand their needs. They also collaborated with Microsoft to implement Power and BI dashboards that could provide a unified view of important metrics to the management in real time, irrespective of whether they were on their laptops or smartphone. So this is one of the devices they used for using data analytics and in real time knowing where the beds are required, where the patient is, so that you need not worry about the scarcity of these situations in many parts of the country. Next, please. So this gives a real-time decision-making process, predictive analytics for new hospitals, monitoring consumables and antibiotic use, managing nursing staff, better prediction of surgery cost. This is again another sector of financial sector, banking sector, the AI management, smart alert management solution for the risk management in the banking sector. Risk faced by banking institutions as a result of more technologically sophisticated crimes, as you are all aware. Then the Mindtree Toolkit alert management solution they have developed a solution. One of the Mindtree, one of the global companies in India, is a dynamically adaptive model based on artificial intelligence and machine learning. It's completely automated, highly accurate, self-learning solution that detects new suspicious cases with ease. This reduced the number of false alerts by 30%, while adding 35% to 40% increase in process efficiency has resulted in a 30% reduction in operational cost as well. Next, please. So this is the thing which they have developed. Next, please. Predicting pest attacks for farmers with AI. So this is one of the issues which the farmers are facing in the country, over pesticization and under pesticization, and they are not aware how much pests to be used, so that this results into a lot of crop losses and diseases, and this amount to 500 billion. So one of the industry associations in the country have worked out the figures. Farmers need a sustainable and reliable way to prevent infestations to protect their crops. Existing tools don't combine weather conditions with pest control, which is a key reason they have been ineffective, because weather and pest growth are intrinsically linked. So internet-based smartphone with Microsoft cloud storage and predictive analytical tools, these farmers preempt pest attacks and preserve their farms. Next, please. So this is where they have applied this AI-based pest control system. They have working with the team for 30 years of pest and disease occurrence data and using latest machine learning tools to predict the weather more accurately. This app will be initially have a limited release in certain hotspots selected based on economic losses from pests. Next, please. So you'll be thinking why there is a monkey in the diagram. So tracking the monkey population in urban areas using AI-powered image recognition. In northern part of the country, next please. Even in the capital city of India, New Delhi, reports at least 5 cases of monkey bites daily that can cause rabies and be fatal. It is estimated that 7,000 monkeys prowl the streets of the capital, damaging public property and attacking people. Current approaches refer to the invasive methods like tattooing a code or embedding a microchip in the monkeys. But what one of the organizations did is AI-enabled app that can help the community to tag monkeys in photographs and upload to cloud, where authorities can track the population growth, vaccination history, and movements. Next, thank you.
Just coincidentally, we completed together. So thank you for the presentation and examples from India. So any comments, questions, queries from your side, please?
Thank you very much for your presentation, Mr. Govind. Case study for the implementation of artificial intelligence in India. I would like to asking you, because if regarding your presentation, there is any implementation for rain train station, cardiac health, Ryan health, and predict pest attack for the farmer. So how do you plan for the protect the implementations of the artificial intelligence in India? Because as you know, there's so many threats for the implementation for artificial intelligence. How you implement? How you plan to protection of the implementation artificial intelligence in India?
So this is a good question, but in India, unlike the other countries, developing world, we are pro AI activities, applications in the country. And as you have seen, the various, even the government's highest body of the Planning Commission has come out with the report to wholeheartedly go for AI applications in health, education, agriculture, governance, manufacturing, all sorts of sectors. So there is no threat as such, I see, because there will be multiple benefits which you will be taking from these AI applications in various sectors.
So who is the responsible in your government? What I mean is,
this is open, this is not the government's report is there. And apart from that, there is various private sectors who are indulging in these AI applications and AI technologies for their own benefit in their own areas. And they are producing these AI application-based systems and designs.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you both. Thank you, Dr. Govind, for completing it within time. So we have still two more countries perspective to go, and we'll start with Afghanistan, Mr. Sams. And Shamsullah, he has been working with the national and international organization and leading NITPA in Afghanistan. Please, you have got 5 minutes for presentation and 5 minutes for discussion.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you, Professor, for inviting us here in representing Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, when we have an event, it's always challenging to have an interaction session in afternoon because we take heavy food at lunch or heavy enriched protein. So people mostly are sleepy. I think it's a case today here as well. Some of the sessions might not be very interesting. Some might not have a public speaking skills, but we come here and we represent our country. And I see that some of the chairs are even empty before it was full in the morning, and some might be out, but some are using the laptops. For me, when I come here represent my country, I want to represent a country that has issues, that has concerns. And we want to have Asia Pacific enriched with the knowledge. So when I have an issue here, I expect someone else to help me with, or someone to hear the voice I bring from Afghanistan. It was very challenging to get information on AI in Afghanistan, artificial intelligence. It took me around 20 days and more than 20 individuals to talk to see what Afghanistans are doing in AI. Luckily, I met a guy who finished his master's degree in information system from one of the United States universities. He was working with a private company called Cyberun, working on 2 websites, job portal and news website. So they are using the AI for job portal and news website because in Afghanistan, 2 of the most visited websites are news websites and jobs website. They didn't give me more insight because they are supposed to launch next week, so they want to have integration for that. And I also met a guy who is a student and who is an expert in AI. So he's working also on a job portal for job searching engine. Meanwhile, I have visited professors, college representatives, students, lecturers in Afghanistan from different universities. One of the private institutes in Afghanistan called Milestone Institute of Computer Science, they do have a company called Milestone. They work with an American organization, it's an agriculture firm. They work with them in artificial intelligence using machine learning, using Python. So these are the information they could not classify more on what they are working in, but these were the insights of what AI in Afghanistan is currently. There is a community like NITPA, Google Developers Group. They have workshops, seminars on machine learning. They also teach AI basics there. In computer science, information technology, information science, in the last semester, they teach students the basics of AI in Afghanistan only. That's the only subjects people come to know what AI is in the last semester of their subjects. I met more than 5 government officials, including Ministry of Information Technology, but I could not succeed getting the information that artificial intelligence is used in Afghanistan. But they told me their plan for having a traffic system using artificial intelligence. Like my friend Shreedeep has had a survey for the South Asia Pacific region. I specifically made the survey for Afghanistan to see how Afghanistan is doing in AI section. More than 6 community, private sector, government, civil society, academia, technical community. More of the people who engaged in this survey were governmental officials. And when I ask about their age and gender, it pops up that 98% of the people who took the survey are men, and there is only 2% females. One of the big challenges in Afghanistan is the gender inclusion in technology. They are less payable compared to the men who are working, and there are many other constraints that can be discussed in some other topics. But luckily, Afghan robotics girls team have inspired many female participants to study information technology. As the technology grows in Afghanistan, it seems like many young people use technology only in Afghanistan, because previously people who were working or teaching had very little knowledge of technology, but with the rapid growth of technology, smartphone, 3G, it seems like many young people are using technology now. With the help of NITPA, Google groups, and other communities in national and regional level, we have helped other communities to grow. I don't have much time, but I'll go through it. I'll talk. It's a very big survey, so it would take me a long time to discuss, and I have 1 minute left. The challenges we have in Afghanistan: when you have data, you have artificial intelligence. But currently in Afghanistan, we do not have a very complex data that require artificial intelligence. But with the rapid growth of technology, smartphones, 3G, we might be able to have more data in Afghanistan within the next 10 years. So that would require artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning for the companies to implement. Because we do not have e-commerce website there, we do not have e-government websites there. So it would require a data to use artificial intelligence. Government works on an e-government academy. They just established the academy. And through that, they are promoting the e-agriculture, e-health, e-government aspects of it. At current stage, the IT infrastructure in Afghanistan is at growing stage. Currently, we do not have the IT infrastructure that would support the artificial intelligence in Afghanistan. And it's very costly for private companies or association to invest in artificial intelligence. In a curriculum, when we said in the last semester of computer science, they teach artificial intelligence, if there would be approach to teach them at the beginning and they would come up with the great ideas. AI vision, we don't have currently any vision of AI in Afghanistan. Government, private sector, community, none has AI vision in Afghanistan. I think my time is over. If you have any questions, please feel free. It could be anything about Afghanistan, so I'm here to.
Satish, for the record, thank you for the presentation. I find it interesting that your survey pointed out to only 2% women participating. Now, this is a very extreme kind of asymmetry, and viewed from the prism of artificial intelligence, this kind of a disparity will further accentuate the artificial intelligence output. So, in a way, it is good that AI is not so much used, because that would have, made it even worse for the women. So I don't know how this can be solved. I note that today is the IGF in Afghanistan, and I hope IGF kind of events will bring together more women into the this kind of a mainstream. Just pointing it out, because I find it very interesting. Thank you.
In Afghanistan, usually the technology is more prominent in just Kabul only. Kabul is the capital where you find institutes, private universities that they teach a good quality of technology. In all other provinces, you rarely find female studying computer science. Two of the most dominant courses in Afghanistan for female are medical, and they also learn about engineering. The salary scale, the job opportunities are very less for the females. That's one of the reasons they do not engage in tech. I think I can take one more question, then please.
It can be very quick, because we are running out of time.
In Afghanistan, we have just 2 minutes more.
You mentioned in your challenges part, you mentioned here the challenges as politics, IT infrastructure, especially politics in internal politics or global politics. Number one, what are the current scenario of IT infrastructure in Afghanistan?
In Afghanistan, because of the recent election and continuous changes on a direct level of Ministry of Communication, if someone plans something for next 5 years, in a new minister comes in, he plans something else. So it's always disturbing the plans that goes between. So I talk in prospect of Afghanistan only. I didn't talk in prospect of South Asia. And the other point was IT infrastructure, because when you have data, AI, then you need an IT infrastructure. At this moment, we only have IT infrastructure to run the servers only, because when you have AI, you can only invest in IT infrastructure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shamsullah, and thank you, everyone. Now we are coming to an end of the session with last presentation, and it will be by Maheeshwara on AI situation in Sri Lanka, and he is chair of the Internet Society Sri Lanka and coordinator of National IGF in Sri Lanka. Mahi.
Hello, I'm Maheeshwara. Just a little update on the country, update on AI in Sri Lanka. So I'll move to okay. I'll start with this slide, because other slides regarding the AI. So in Sri Lanka currently, when I do a research online and with my friends, I found 3 areas, mainly process automation is applied in the apparel industry, heavily in process automation. And regarding the cognitive insights, we didn't found anything at all. There may be a few things going on, but we do not get any insights of cognitive insights on AI in Sri Lanka at the moment. For the cognitive engagements, the ATMs are getting powered by AI, is having a few companies within Sri Lanka in FinComs who's working to develop AI into the ATMs of the, within Sri Lanka, and they are providing the service to other countries as well. Okay, Mass Holding, another company which uses those automations of AI in AI. And Vega, a supercar, is using AI. So it's built by a IT company as a, what we can call, it's a model car at the moment. Okay. In 2000, Sri Lanka had created a society for association for artificial intelligence. So in 2000, and a summit, the last summit was held in 2018. Okay, in 2016, ICT has said that the Sri Lankan government will be introducing nationwide toll system run by artificial intelligence by third quarter of 2017. Now we are in 2019. So still we are waiting for this. So the budget proposals on 2017, it said that we need to have greater traffic management using artificial intelligence. By 2016, they said that they are going to implement it by third quarter, facilitated by the budget. But in 2019, we haven't seen this development to date. Okay. And within the government documentations, we can find that these areas are the key areas that they are looking at to develop within the government, public areas to develop through AI, especially the traffic, public transportation, and tolls. So the others described regarding the world and the Asia stats. So I'll directly go into the major updates. So 5,000 data scientists to be trained in next 5 years. This discussed within the 2018 AI Summit. Plans are underway to connect high-end AI diaspora with national focus to help universities to build capacity. Masters and PhD programs to be up and running in all those universities around AI. Says SL already have companies training algorithm for 1,000 people. Need to encourage them to build algorithms and build technologies. Points those established companies around AI can immediately get very high valuations, expect to attract startups to build AI products to cater to the growing Asian market. This is the output of the 2018 AI Summit of Sri Lanka. So, latest update. This is the most latest update. June 28th, few days back, the government started documenting a framework with various bodies of Sri Lankan IT industry, especially SLASCOM, FITIS, and few other organizations. The framework started. The objectives were to increase awareness and adoption in both the public and private sector, to introduce legislation that will establish a level playing field for AI, to better equip people and society for an AI nation, to introduce AI as a tool for good, to incentivize fundamentals and applied research in AI, to identify niche opportunities in AI, to attract leading global technology and AI companies to set up. So these were the updates and the policy that they framework that they are objected of. So this is open for 6-month public consultation and debate. So it starts from 28th June, so that means we are in the period of public commenting. So, but the public, as public, we are not aware of how they started this, developing this policy framework, and still it's not publicly announced for the commenting. Even though it's in their news, they have informed that there is going to be public consultations. We hope that civil society will get opportunity in this policy development process. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mahi. And now time for some discussion and question on AI situation in Sri Lanka or any other related issues.
Hi, this is Anupam from ISO Calcutta. So this is not a question, but just a suggestion that if you look at the slides from the morning, whether Professor Chong said or the next presentation, everybody mentioned about a point on ISO. Okay, so in ISO there is a subcommittee 42 which is working on artificial intelligence, and they already have 3 standards published on this note, and there are around 13 standards which are going to be published. So it is very important that countries from Asia Pacific participate there. There are currently 26 countries which are participating in this subcommittee, and out of which, if you look at Asia Pacific, only China, Japan, Korea, Australia, India, so 5 or 6 countries are there. So there is a huge opportunity to take back from here, if we are discussing AI in such depth, that we start participating in the standardization part of it, and it's a very good source of information that what is happening in the world and how it can be done. So just a pointer. Thank you.
Thank you, Anupam. I think this is relevant for everyone from Asia Pacific region or especially South Asia. So any other question or comment? I think no. Thank you, Mai. A round of applause for him. So I believe that we have laid the foundation for the next open discussion session, artificial intelligence in Asia. So some discussion will from here will take to the next session. Thank you, everyone.